Morning, how you guys doing? Second video of the morning. Really wanted to talk about financial freedom. I don't think I've done a great job of sort of communicating, at least how simple it is to understand, how simple it is to execute, and really where most people get wrong. And I'm going to try something different. I'm going to try to use a prop in today's video. I'm actually going to use a little whiteboard and see how it plays out. Let me know what you think. You never know. Got to try something different. So let me flash this to you, and then we'll talk about it. Right. So it's a simple time chart, and there's really sort of two time elements. First, you know, uh, the bottom axis is just the time in years. Right. You can start off on the far left and be whatever your age is today. If you want to think historically, maybe I challenge you to think about it. 25 kind of being the start. And then your future, right? Let's hope you live to 100 or 110, whatever that is for you. And then the other axis is income and expenses. And it's really these things, those three simple sort of concepts that will lead to financial freedom. It does take time, and then it's obviously a marriage between your income and expenses. So if you go back and look at this chart, now that we've done the axes, that solid line, it's meant to represent your income. Right? For most folks, income goes up over time. Now, naturally, I know it's not this natural, curve, right? It's more like stairs probably, right? Where you get raises every year or you change jobs or whatever. But the idea is you gain more experience in your life. Your value and hence your income will go up. At least that's the case for most folks. Then there's the dash line, right? The dash line. So the dash line is important for me, and this is a piece that I don't think I've done a great job of communicating. Let's just say you're like me and you're 45, 46. Do yourself a favor and think back to when you were 25 or 30. Let's go 30. What the heck? For most of you, when you were 30, you were probably living okay, right? You were paying the bills, right? You had an okay car. Maybe you had one. You maybe lived in an apartment, maybe you rented, maybe you had your first home, whatever it is. Life was okay. But what happens is as your income rises, and for some of you, you're lucky enough that your income dramatically rises, you start to raise your expenses, and that is the kind of dash line. So, there's a couple of things I want to talk about, and I'll sort of draw this out real quick. This is what I want to sort of challenge folks to at least think about, right? Is if you can fix your expenses, right? That's what it's meant by this line here, the dash line. And then as your income rises above expenses, that's where financial freedom is possible, right? What I want you to think about, this little 50% over here, is when your income exceeds your fixed expenses or your expenses, I want you to start saving at least 50% of that and using that as investable assets. The other thing that's important about this chart is you really do fix your expenses. You don't go buy the second, third, or fourth car. You don't upgrade to a 4,000 square foot house with 6 rooms you're not going to use. You're not... I don't know, you're not going to, just lots of stuff that we do, and frankly that I've done, that is just dumb, right? We're doing things to, we're spending financial stuff to make ourselves feel better and, feel better today and stay in the rat race, right? The whole key to the rat race is when you're, right, the whole reason I can say that we're financially free is because our passive income is above that dash line, right? I'm not saying, and as I said yesterday, I'm not in a position where I can go out and buy a Ferrari or I can go out and buy these stupid extra things that would destroy what we've got. But I'm comfortable with that, right? I've sacrificed for 15 years, never moving, never upgrading our house, never doing these things. And, the sacrifice and the togetherness sort of got us there. So, you got to, hopefully this makes more sense, right? I think more people need to fix their expenses and say, this is it, right? We live good. And then as income goes up, you save a lot. So that was really the key to this. And then as time goes by, you save more and more. And at some point, you've invested those assets and you have financial freedom. So in the end, that's just what I wanted to share. And hopefully that made sense. Hopefully the prop was okay. Have a great day. Take care.